Lloyd wakes up in the hospital after everything that happened, and the doctor finally explains his condition. He has a chronic gastric ulcer, some blood loss, and a fracture in his left hand. But thankfully, there are no life-threatening injuries. But even while lying in a hospital bed, Lloyd can't stop thinking about the medical symposium. So many famous neurologists are gathering there today, and missing that event feels like a huge setback. Fiona, also known as Nightfall, quietly stands beside his bed. She notices how exhausted Lloyd is and offers to continue the investigation herself if it's important. Lloyd agrees that there could be valuable connections between Professor Othen's former medical group and Donovan, making the symposium worth investigating. Fiona immediately decides she'll handle everything from here. Just then, the hospital room door suddenly swings open. Anya rushes inside at full volume, happily asking if her papa is enjoying his stay in the hospital. Yor quickly apologizes, reminding her that they're inside a hospital and she needs to be quiet. Fiona watches the two of them in complete silence. Yor politely greets her, recognizing her as the woman she met during tennis. Fiona simply stares back without saying much. Anya doesn't waste any time before asking the most random question possible. Lloyd can only sigh and answer that if they had, he'd already be dead. Yor then hands him a fresh set of clothes while thanking Fiona for looking after him. Meanwhile, Anya casually eats some candy while secretly reading Fiona's thoughts. But Anya instantly figures out Fiona's real plan. She loudly tells Lloyd that this woman is trying to get closer to him in a romantic way. Lloyd almost chokes from complete embarrassment, while Fiona panics inside, terrified that her feelings might actually be exposed. Trying to regain her composure, Fiona quickly reminds herself that the investigation is more important than her personal emotions. If she solves this case perfectly, both Lloyd and WISE might finally support her proposal to replace Yor as Lloyd's wife. She politely excuses herself and leaves the room before anyone notices how flustered she really is. The moment Fiona walks away, Anya suddenly realizes something terrible. If Fiona succeeds in her mission, she might actually become Anya's new mama. That thought alone is enough to send Anya into full panic mode. Without telling anyone, she dashes out of the room to stop her. Lloyd tries to stand up and chase after her, but the pain from his injuries immediately forces him back onto the bed. Yor reassures him that she'll bring Anya back. But Anya has already disappeared into the hospital hallways. While wandering through the hospital, Fiona begins focusing entirely on the symposium. She decides to investigate doctors and researchers who were active before the war, hoping they'll lead her to the information Lloyd needs. Unknown to her, Anya quietly follows behind, hiding around every corner while trying not to get caught. Fiona eventually enters the hospital, library, and starts searching through medical records. At the same time, Anya loses sight of her for a moment and begins wandering around the building. That's when an excited doctor recognizes Fiona and starts talking to her. During their conversation, Fiona casually asks about the former hospital director, Sergei. The doctor mentions that Sergei's car is still parked in the underground garage. meaning he's probably still somewhere inside the hospital. That clue is enough for Fiona. She heads straight toward the underground parking area, hoping to find him before the symposium begins. Meanwhile, poor Anya has completely lost her way. She bursts into tears until a pair of kind nurses notice her. After hearing that she's looking for the administration building and the one-eyed lady, they realize she must be talking about Miss Frost. The nurses kindly offer to guide her there. As soon as Anya reaches the underground parking garage, Fiona is already examining the parked vehicles. She notices that one car is still slightly warm, meaning it arrived only recently. Then another license plate catches her attention, and her expression immediately changes. She recognizes it as one of the Desmond family's private vehicles. That can only mean someone very important is here. Fiona stays calm and reminds herself not to lose focus, even though the security around the area is far heavier than expected. Hidden among the luxury cars and bodyguards, an important figure may have just entered the hospital, and just when it seems she's getting closer to the truth, someone suddenly notices her presence. Who found Fiona? And what secret is waiting behind those heavily guarded doors? Find out in the next part.